Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of The Vinyl Chef. Today we are going to make Captain Beefheart's sushi-inspired bonsai meatloaf. Yes, nothing raw in this meatloaf, just great Asian condiments that will take your mama's meatloaf to Zen-like status. That's what I say. Anyway, so got all the ingredients here for you so you don't have to watch me chop and measure. We'll blow through them real quick. The ingredients will be in the description below the video. The amounts and everything to make the topping and the meatloaf itself, cooking time and temperature. So we're going to start with some good quality, we like to use organic ground beef. It's 1.5 pounds. Again, that'll be in the description. And we've got some salt, some garlic powder, some black pepper ground freshly. We've got a beaten egg, some hoisin sauce, some Worcestershire sauce, some chopped yellow onion, a cup of ground up crackers or breadcrumbs, whatever you like. We've got some milk here, some chopped scallions, and some chopped red button mushrooms, about 20 of them. And when you cut the mushrooms, you want to cut them in 4s. So just 4 slices out of each one so they stay kind of, as thick as possible. And you just want to saute them in a dry skillet. You never want to add oil or butter or anything to your mushrooms when you are actually sauteing them. They will release all kinds of liquid. You'll see it within the first minute. The water starts to come out of the mushrooms, and then they will brown and caramelize on their own. They cook really nice, and at the end is when you add any type of flavor or fat or seasoning. If you add it in the beginning, salt will just make them a watery mess. And anyways, so moving on, we have for the topping, this is what makes it Asian inspired. If you're a sushi fan and you've ever had a dynamite roll or a volcano, you'll know that there is a condiment combination that they make there with mayonnaise and sriracha. Yes, it's pretty much good on anything, and you can put it on a rubber tire and it would be tasty. I love it, and I use it a lot of ways in my kitchen with different recipes. Today I just came up with the concept of topping off the meatloaf with a layer of mushrooms, and then putting the Sriracha mayonnaise on top of that at the end, finishing it under the broiler and baking it off so it gets that char on top of the mayonnaise sauce. And I don't know how it can be bad. So the hoisin sauce will give it a little bit of an Asian flavor as well, the green onion. But today, our record-related artist is none other than the great Captain Beefheart. That's what we're listening to right now. So here we go. We'll go ahead and get this made up. We'll start with just mixing together the meatloaf real quick. We're going to add the ingredients. We'll go ahead and start with the egg in there. That in there. Put our onions, our milk. We got our Worcestershire sauce. Got our hoisin sauce there. I'm going to use a little spatula to make sure you get all that out of there. Hoisin sauce is like an Asian ketchup, sort of. We got some salt in there. We got our salt. Got our garlic powder, our pepper, and lastly, our breadcrumbs. Alrighty. Yes, with our hands. Kind of messy, but it's fun. Alright, I think that's pretty good. You don't want to over mix your meatloaf because it can toughen it up a little bit. So it's all well incorporated there. I don't know. Once we get a real production company doing this, probably better lighting and stuff. But there you go. That's what it looks like when it's all done. And my shirt today is from my daughter. She gave it to me for Christmas one time. It says Winosaur. I guess it's like a dinosaur that drinks too much wine. Anyways, it's funny getting a shirt with a Winosaurus on there from Winezilla herself. Anyways, we like to play back and forth. So, all right, let's get this in a dish. Get it in the oven. And remember, we're gonna put the topping on last after it cooks. It cooks for about 55 minutes. Maybe with about 5 minutes left, we're gonna take it out and we're gonna put the layer of mushrooms on top and the green onions, and then we're gonna put the Sriracha mayonnaise mixture on top of that and then pop it in under the broiler, okay? So let's get this in this dish. Hopefully you have a meatloaf pan. Just take it in there, pop it in there, push it down nicely, not too compact, but that's how it's going in. And again, it's going in uncovered, and we're gonna go ahead and time it for 50 minutes, and then we'll put on the topping. All right, we'll see you in a few minutes. All right, folks, it's been about 50 minutes. We're gonna take it out of the oven and get that topping on there, finish it up. Right, looks nice and toasted. At this point, you want to put your broiler on, which I've already done, and wait until your broiler's good and hot. While you're putting on this topping, you can wait for your broiler to heat up. Okay, so now you can see the meatloaf is pretty done, but it's definitely browned all the way around. You can see that, looking nice. So we're gonna, careful, this pan's gonna be hot too. So we're gonna take our mushrooms, we're gonna put them on top, spread them out all across the top here. So a little bit about our regular today, and Captain Beefheart. He's a local boy from Glendale, California. I'm a Southern California resident myself, so this record was recorded and released in 1967 when I was just a few months old, actually. So I was about, now I'm what? Oh, you can do the math. I prefer not to. Anyhow, we're gonna go ahead and put some of these green onions on here too, on the top. Mushrooms are also really good with this Sriracha mayonnaise stuff, because that's what is usually in those volcano dishes at the sushi bars. So we'll reserve a little bit for garnish when we plate it up. Now we're going to go ahead and put in our mixture here with the mayonnaise and Sriracha. Just try to spread it across the top as evenly as possible so it doesn't go all down the sides. It looks like a lot, but it's got to flavor a lot of meat, so, and it's going to be on the top, so like it's going to be like a crust almost. You'll see it's going to char up really fast, so you got to keep an eye on it at this point. This is the time when you don't want to, you know, walk away or go check your Instagram or, you know, return any emails or anything like that. Just make sure you get all this on here. If some goes down the side, it's okay. Wherever this lands up, it's gonna be tasty, I can tell you that much. It's like frosting a cake right now. All right, that looks good. Meat's nice and covered, mushrooms are covered. Now we're gonna go ahead and pop it back in the oven under the broiler. We'll be back in really just, I mean, literally a few seconds here while this browns off. Like I said, keep an eye on it to make sure that it doesn't catch on fire. All right, we'll be back shortly. Oh man, it's looking nice. Yeah, this is probably what you want to do is keep an eye on it. You can open it up. It's not letting any heat out. I mean, the heating element is right above it, so. Oh yeah, it's starting to brown, it's getting little brown dots on the top. And it can go from ready to ruined literally in 5 to 10 seconds. So keep on opening it. It's starting to look good. I'm tempted to take it out, but I want it to be just right. Actually, at this point, you probably watch it with the oven door open. Yeah, it's just getting prettier and prettier. Whoever thought of this was a genius. The Japanese community, such great chefs. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's so lovely. I'm gonna give it just another minute. All right, I think that's good. I'm gonna call that. It looks awesome. It smells delicious too. I'm gonna bring it over here in front of the camera so you can see kind of the color that you want to get on there. See that? Man, that is just killer. Let's cut it. Boxy, we're gonna let it rest. Let's let it rest for maybe 5 minutes, just to let the meat set up a little bit, maybe even 10 minutes. And then you can come back and have fun trying to cut a slice out of here. That's always fun with meatloaf, right? Whether you realize it or not, this is the first time that I've made this. This was just an idea that I had and I wanted to see how it was gonna taste. So we'll see how good I am at putting flavors together once we get a bite of this. And I won't lie to you, if it tastes terrible, I'll tell you. But if it tastes delicious, I'll tell you that too. All right, we'll be back in a few minutes. All right, folks, we're back. I spared you the misery of watching me try to get a piece out without it falling apart. It wasn't too bad, actually. It came out really good. You do have to cut carefully and slowly with a really sharp knife. And I recommend you cut bigger, thicker pieces instead of trying to cut a couple of thinner pieces. It looks like it's burnt, but it is not. That is flavor right there. That's the caramelization of the mayonnaise and the sriracha, and it just creates this really deep depth of char that is just unbelievable. Anyways, let's have a little taste and see what you think. I'm going to come around over and let you watch me eat right in front of you. How's that look? Pretty good, huh? Nice and caramelized. And it's more appropriate than to eat with some chopsticks. Try to cut off a nice little piece here on the corner. Yeah, that looks good. Get that baby up right there. That's still hot. Look at that. Oh man. Got mushrooms in there, and green onion, the sriracha. I don't know about you, but I love mayonnaise. This is to die for good. I mean, kamikaze killer, if I can say that without offending anybody. It's a very honorable meatloaf, and this is probably the time when somebody would say, oh, the umami flavors. Well, whatever. This is not your umami's meatloaf. Give it a try. The recipe is foolproof. It works. It's tasty. And appreciate you joining us this time for Captain Beefheart's sushi-inspired bonsai meatloaf. All right. See you next time, guys.